Jack, WWE is going in a direction where tickets and ticket sales are more important than the fan experience. And when we look at PLEs, I'm saying this 2027, every single PLE will be in a massive stadium somewhere in the world. Do you agree, yes or no?
I agree. Full-heartedly. Yes, yes, yes. Yeet. Yeah. We are going to see nothing but premium live events in stadiums. We're already seeing it in 2026. 2026 alone, we have Riyadh, Saudi Arabia for the Royal Rumble. We have WrestleMania at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. We have Money in the Bank in the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans, Louisiana. We got SummerSlam in Minneapolis at the Vikings' new stadium, which is off the charts. It's going to be a great two-night event. We're going to have some sort of Clash in Italy event. You know, we had Paris this year. We had Scotland the year before. They already announced that they're trying to make a big one for Italy. I wouldn't be shocked if they went to another country and had a big event. It's going to be off the charts. And you know what else is going to be off the charts, right? Prices. Prices are going to be off the charts. We're already seeing it for WrestleMania. A nosebleed seat for one ticket if you want to buy a two-night, night one and WrestleMania night two event for the entire weekend in Vegas is over $1,000 for one person. So it's getting to be a little bit ridiculous. Vince McMahon cared about families. That we know. Vince cared about the family packages, according to Ari Emanuel and everybody over at TKO. TKO is like, fuck families. Fuck the families. We want to maximize our ticket prices, and they're doing that. And as long as people buy the tickets, Steve, we're never going to be able to go to a WWE event ever again in our lives. So I encourage everybody to stop buying tickets, stop selling out these stadiums.
You can't say that.
Stop going to events and just watch online. Watch on VPN so that you're not paying $30 a month on ESPN Plus. Before boycott the whole thing so that we can afford to go to WrestleMania this year.
Before you go any further, if you guys are a fan of Straight Shoot, we have a new sponsorship with NordVPN. Link in the description below. Escape ESPN and get NordVPN. Anyways, on that point, Jack, what I want to talk about is because WWE is clearly, I'm going to say they extend the Saudi partnership, right? We are not going to escape Saudi Arabia anytime soon. So we've got two stadium events. We've got WrestleMania, SummerSlam. We've got Royal Rumble. We have Survivor Series. And then the two Saudi events. That's 6. Then we have Money in the Bank. Elimination Chamber is arguably going to be a stadium event at one point or another. They had it at Perth.
It already was. It was
Perth.
At the Rogers Center.
Oh, and they also had it in Perth, Australia as well. They had the Elimination Chamber as well. Yeah. We've got Crown Jewel, which is coming up in the next couple of weeks. That is a stadium event. So we are looking at a full stadium takeover. WWE and TKO are basically booking WWE as a UFC. Like, yes, UFC has structured itself as an arena event, but UFC knows that they're never going to do stadiums. They'll do the White House front lawn, but they will never do stadiums like WWE does. And TKO knows that WWE fans will basically do whatever they want to get to a WWE event. The astronomical prices, but when is the breaking point? This is my question. When is the breaking point? We can't afford this anymore. We are not first class citizens, or we can't afford a mortgage to go to a WWE event. When does this break?
When people legitimately stop paying for tickets and they realize that they're losing out on ticket sales. That's when it goes down. I mean, that's the breaking point, right? Right now, I think both you and I would agree that tickets are ridiculous as is right now, and they're only soaring. I think WrestlePalooza, you talked about, like, right before the event started, a ringside seat was about $600, right? Which to you, you're like, that's a steal. To me, I'm like, that's still pretty freaking expensive to go to WrestlePalooza to sit next to Nick Khan and Stephanie McMahon, right? It's just getting to a point where I really did appreciate that side of Vince, man. I really did. He kept it family friendly. But we didn't want that anymore.
Yeah.
We thought the grass was greener on the other side, and oh boy, Steve, the grass is not greener on the other side. We've had a lot of fun moments. We've had a lot of good storylines. We've had a lot of great events put on by a lot of great stadiums and a lot of great people. But like at this point, like I'm not spending $3,000 to go sit in the nosebleeds for a big PLE.
Well, you and I are talking about right now, like probably at the end of this recording, you and I are both booking our trip to San Diego for Survivor Series. Yeah. And I've looked at Survivor Series tickets already, and I'm not at the point right now, even though we are wrestling creators and we may or may not have connections to find a way to get different tickets or people that want to offer tickets. At this point, that has not come our way yet. I am in no way, shape, or form paying the money that is being asked for Survivor Series tickets online right now. Like, I would like to sit in the 100 Bowl. The 100 Bowl right now at Petco Park is looking around $1,200 to $1,500 USD for those tickets. The cheapest tickets I found were $187, and that was way up. Been to Petco Park, massive venue, definitely not paying those tickets. I would rather, and this is no promotion for any ticketing site, I would rather wait till the first match kicks off and go on a certain site, one or two different sites, and buy the tickets and then walk in. The ticket that you just referenced for WrestlePalooza, that was $646 USD, front row off cam, next to Nick Khan, next to Stephanie McMahon, originally was $2,700 before the show started. I looked at it right as the show started. It was $646. I would rather do that and miss 25 minutes of a show than pay the astronomical amount of prices that TKO is offering. But my other point of this is TKO has said in the next 2 years, prices will flatline and level out. Do you believe that? Like, is that believable?
I don't believe them one bit. They don't care about us. They want to tell us what we want to hear so that we keep coming.
Yeah.
But I don't believe them. And this is nothing personal. I know it's business. Yep. And they're maximizing out on their business potential as they're doing with the UFC and Endeavor. I get it. I mean, I don't even want to know what it's going to take to sit on the White House West Wing lawn next year for that UFC card. Probably going to be invite only, but I'm sure they're going to try to get everything from the people that they're inviting as well. So I personally don't think that they're going to level out. And if they do level out, it's going to be at a point where like paying $800 or what was it, like $180 you said for a nosebleed seat is going to be the new normal. And that's what they're going to mean by leveling out. Because in 2021, it's like, yeah, I can buy a upper deck seat at SummerSlam for $35 on StubHub. And now in 2025, it's ridiculous. It's over $200 to sit in a section where I'm going to be watching the big screen anyways. I'm not going to be able to enjoy what's going on in the actual ring. I may as well have stayed home.
Yeah. Might as well stay home and watch the Street Shoot Unfiltered podcast on their live with one of our streams and see the exact same thing happening. Okay, so we've looked at like these stadium tours. Where do you think is being neglected for these stadium tours? We've seen France, we've seen Wales, we've seen Scotland, we've seen England, we've seen Paris. Oh, mate.
Give me Ireland. I don't care if it's Dublin. It could be a different
Belfast. Belfast would be
Belfast.
wild.
Belfast is going to get their opportunity for a show in January, and I hope those guys just go fucking apeshit bananas.
Mental.
Because I think Ireland could put on an unbelievable. I think we're years away from that. I think we're decades away from a WrestleMania in Dublin, Ireland.
Yeah.
but I think a PLE, I don't think we're as far off as we might think. Maybe another year or two.
I think there is a possibility. I think there's other countries that could do it. Prague. I think Prague could have a major one. Spain. I don't know why I said Prague before Spain. Or Prague, Czech Republic before Spain. I think Barcelona's the new camp would be honestly one of the craziest atmospheres we've ever seen. We've seen Spain or Spanish fans go crazy. I would love to see the Subiaco Oval or not the Subiaco Oval, the Oval in Melbourne, Australia. It holds 110,000. That would be something that WWE could do for a Mania or at least a major top 4 event, if that makes sense. But back to what you were saying about Dublin.
What if
Cork
they did a
Park
show at the Coliseum, man?
is the
Romania?
Coliseum or Rome?
Yeah,
I don't even think they have seats in the Coliseum in Rome.
not yet. TKO will make sure there are seats in that
Ah,
Coliseum.
they make sure there were seats. Cork Park in Dublin, 83,000 minimum seating. That's without floor seating. I think that's possible.
Yeah,
I don't think for Mania.
most of these shows max out at 70,000 people, anyways.
I think the European shows always sell out. Like when I was in Wales for Clash, that was a nothing PLE. To be fair, before the show happened, it was just, we're gonna put on a stadium show in Wales, and we're gonna put these matches together. Really, the matches were good on the card, but you never knew what you were gonna get, to be fair. And maybe you can agree, like, okay, Sheamus versus Gunther. At that point, Gunther was not really anything. You know what I mean?
He was on his way up.
He was on his way up, but he wasn't established. Gunther established himself at Clash in Wales, in Cardiff. That whole card, minus the last 10 minutes after with the whole Tyson Fury singing with Drew McIntyre. That was what fucking horrible. But overall, it was a house show pay-per-view. But
I will say, going into that main event of Reigns Drew, though, there was a level of virality that Drew McIntyre could win the championship.
Agreed. And also with Seth Rollins and Riddle.
God, yeah.
Okay, there you go. The worst match on that card was Shayna Baszler versus Liv Morgan. It was. You don't even remember that was
the night Dom turned heel, dude.
Exactly. But you didn't believe that the card was going to be that good going into the card. But 67,000 plus showed up and filled that stadium. I was off the floor and I was 200 yards away from the ring. And it was still the best venue I've ever been to. Just saying, stadium shows are going to carry whatever negative the card could potentially be because the crowd's going to carry it. So if we go to Cork Park in Ireland, like you said, if we go to Dublin, bro, we're going to be privileged as wrestling fans because half the thing, and I watched your videos with I don't know who the podcast was, but when you went to New York, somebody argued with you that fans only react to the entrances and to the sayings or whatever it was. The crowd reacts to what the crowd is into. The crowd reacts to a great atmosphere. Granted, wrestling fans are North American, predominantly, the crazy ones, or the stuff that you always see 95% of the time, North American wrestling fans. The rest of it are soccer hooligans. That's basically it. That's what wrestling fans are. North American wrestling fans are European soccer hooligans, just nerfed. And that's why we are so passionate about what we talk about. That's why we have displays like we have behind us when we talk about pro wrestling. That's why we argue about John Cena over The Rock or Stone Cold, who's the greatest of all time. Look at soccer fans, Messi, Ronaldo, you know, it's all the same thing. So what I love to see is the build of professional wrestling here. And the fact that we are going to go into stadiums, and I think that's where we started with this conversation. We are going to go into stadiums. The world is going to get to see more professional wrestling on the grandest stage. But the horrible part is that TKO is going to take away from that because they're going to charge a lung, a kidney, and a leg for you to get into the event. And hopefully that does balance out.
Do you think that them doing PLEs in stadiums, and from a business point, yes, they're here to take your liver, dude. They're coming for everything. And that's why you do it in a stadium to maximize your prices and to maximize your revenue potential, because you know people are going to pay for it regardless. There are super fans out there that'll pay every dime and dollar to go see an event sitting in the nosebleeds for $300, or to sit on the 100 level because that's what they came to experience, and they're willing to fork over $5K for that and for their family, right? Does this take away from WrestleMania being a special event? WrestleMania was always the one show a year where it was just a spectacle in front of 70,000 to 90,000 people, and everything else was in front of like 15,000 people in an arena. WrestleMania, in my opinion, is a little bit different because every single event, especially the ones that are overseas in Europe, are kind of more lively than WrestleManias in the US.
I don't think it takes away from WrestleMania. I think it takes away from the overall overall family experience. At this point, if you look at a UFC crowd and the ticket prices of UFC, predominantly the age demographic is, I'm going to say, I'm not even going to go with general age demographic. I'm going to go with 20 to 55 is the general age demographic, males, in a UFC fight or a UFC arena. Normally the first 10 rows of a UFC venue is either celebrities or fighters that they show who's at the venue, right? Or Donald Trump. After that, you're paying an arm and a leg just to get into the venue, and you are someone that is just splurging above your means. WWE and TKO have said they are not on the level of UFC yet. So it's either they are not on the level of UFC that they aren't getting the celebrity draw or the athlete draw that they want for the first rows. Like, we still got green shirt guy, we got Trinidad flag guy, we got referee guy, we got Brock Lesnar guy, we got Mona, we got all those people that get those front row tickets, you know, or we got content creators that are somehow getting $50,000 tickets. You know what I mean? It's not there yet, but it has ruined the family experience of what professional wrestling has been, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't think the stadium aspect is going to ruin that. And TKO said, and I hope they are not lying to us, but TKO has said it will level out. They want to get out of their $3.8 billion debt, but business is business and greed is greed. That's where I look at it.
I really think if people continue to pay for these prices and they pay off their debt in the next year or two, and people are still paying, if they're going to pay, they're not going to bring the prices down.
No.
Like, the internet and creators and me and you and everybody else can complain all we want about prices. People are still showing up and they're still giving them the bag. Why would they lower the price?
Yeah. Like, to be fair, like, I don't know about you. I don't know what last event you went to. Last event I went to was SummerSlam last year, and I didn't pay for that ticket. That ticket was paid for by
Right.
a different company.
Yeah, man, SummerSlam night 1 this year. What did we fork over? A couple $100 at least. We were sitting in the upper deck, so
You were sitting in the upper deck.
yeah.
So it's kind of a weird scenario that we're in with professional wrestling right now. I want to hear from the comments section. Is WWE going to go to stadium shows 12 months of the year? And are ticket prices damaging the fan experience for us long life wrestling fans? It's a hard thing to talk about because we love professional wrestling so much, but we cannot experience it under a normal budget.
I will throw this in there before we wrap up too, Steve. Like if we're gonna pay $1,000, 1,215 USD to go see a PLE, we better get what we hope to see. Because
Yeah,
how many
don't
times have we walked away from a PLE being like, that didn't deliver? The people that paid for WrestlePalooza last weekend, they probably went into that like, God, I hope this is a great event. And then they probably walked away thinking that was just not worth the money. And
well,
that in itself ruins the experience.
we were promised a major PLE event at WrestlePalooza. Major surprises. And you know what that was? And I'm not trying to take away from Sirius XM Radio and Bully Ray and Dave LaGreca, but I had the same thought when the show ended that they said later on the next day. We were basically given a Monday Night Raw finish out of Utah. Fans didn't give a shit. So give us something that we're going to remember, because guess what? The only thing we're going to remember about WrestlePalooza is it was one of the most unforgettable events of 2025. The show was billed well. The matches were billed well. The results were billed like a house show. And I've seen better booking on house shows. So anyways, Jack, let me know where we can find you.
I mean, you personally know, but if the
I can
people
text
want to
you.
know, we go follow me at Jack O'Hara TV on Instagram, TikTok, as well as YouTube. Follow the page at Jack O'Hara TV. Like, comment, and subscribe on all of our videos, posting 7 days a week, 3 times, 4 times a day on YouTube Shorts. Come comment, come yell at me, come tell me I'm wrong, come tell me that I'm stupid like this person did, saying that I'm an idiot for thinking that Edge might return. I can't wait to throw him the favor back on December 13th. But yeah, Jack O'Hara TV, like, comment, subscribe if you want to. I'm not pushy. I'm not forcing anything on anybody. I'm not a forceful person, but if you want to, at Jack O'Hara TV.
He's a liar. He's pushy as all hell. Anyways, guys, and don't forget to subscribe to the Straight Shoot Unfiltered newsletter, where we are doing 3 drops weekly, and we've also added a new fan section where we publish your experiences with professional wrestlers or at professional wrestling events. My name is Mr. Tesh, and like always, see you tomorrow.